How's it going,
Okay.
Sha?
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Um, I today I tried to dress in a vibrant colors to see if that would lift my spirits because it's spring.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's helping. But at least I know whether or not this fits.
Yeah, this look is dope. I like this shirt. That
Oh,
works.
thank you, thank you. But I mean, I think it's now is the time that people are starting to feel a little antsy and they want to go back out into the world.
Yeah.
Um, but the outfits, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? We have to agree to be accepting of whatever clothing you are putting on to go back out there because, not that you need to be fashionable, but how are things fitting now? Do you even
Right.
feel comfortable? Like, have you sworn off jeans? Or you know what I mean? Like, 'cause there are lots of people who are. I mean, like, I don't know what my. I don't know what happens from here on out with me and brasiers. I don't know what's going to happen with the relationship that I have built with the bra. Um,
Is
because
it
I mean,
confrontational? Like, what is
it's
it now?
well, it's been a year of neglect, and that's not like me. I mean, I like my bras, and I wear them fine. I don't wear them around the house or anything like that,
Right.
but if I gotta go outside, I pick the girls up, we all go outside.
Okay.
But I haven't had to do that, so I've just been in the house, and we've all just been chilling. And now we gotta go back out there, and I'm like, "Well, do I pick you guys up again, or have I gotten used to where you are resting?" Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happens from here. There are a
But
lot of relationships. You gotta, what is it with me and jeans? Am I still doing
ah,
buttons and fasteners? Like, what's happening?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's that's a real problem. I don't think people
Mhm.
have thought it through enough. I don't know what I'm gonna wear outside ever. Um, I got I got I booked like the TV thing that's happening soon, and they emailed me and said, hey, since you're flying out to LA for this, we want to talk wardrobe before you get here. So they said send us a picture with 5 options. I'm like, 5 options?
Five.
Yeah.
What what is this, like, for a Hollywood movie?
Yeah, I'm
5
like,
options.
like, I don't think I had 5 options before the quarantine. I've been wearing the same T-shirt over and over again for 12 months now. Like,
Yeah.
he said 5 options. Yeah, he said, yes, mix up the colors, and then he tried to make it seem like I'm in control. They're like, try different colors, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm like, yeah, my comfort level would just be if you just shot me from like my neck up, and I don't got to worry about that. That's my
Right.
comfort. Yeah, I feel you on that shot. My wife took the kids to the supermarket last week, and it's their first time going shopping with her in like a year and a half.
Mhm.
And they came home like 2 hours later. They're like, "Yo, Dad, my back hurts, my calves hurt." Like I think similar to like the broad thing. They've been so like used to not having to like walk.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that like
Yeah,
two
the whole
hours of
body.
going around Target, it just did them in.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Absolutely.
Go figure.
I don't yeah, so I don't know, I don't and also, I mean, we've been buying clothes as a people, we've been buying clothing, but it's all for being in the house
Yeah,
because we didn't necessarily have like the stuff that we had for being in the house
right.
it was not substantial enough for as much in the house as we were getting ready to do. So we needed reinforcements. So now what? Do I wear these? Everything is covered in cat hair now. So do I just wear these sweatpants, like like legit sweatpants? I mean, it's got the elastic band at the bottom, so they call them joggers, but I'm like, no, these are old school sweatpants. Like these aren't you can say joggers all you want, but these are like from Sears sweatpants. And I mean, they're comfortable and they're warm. And have I walked to a bodega in them? I absolutely have.
Yeah.
But am I like doing comedy in those if I go out into the world? I don't know.
It's a different energy.
It's
Yeah.
it's a very different energy, and I'm just like, the least, if people are going to pay to see comedy, and I'm going to do comedy, the least I could do is put on a bra.
Yeah.
But, I put on a bra, I look confused, the bra looks confused, everybody's confused. Like, what did we do here? What are we supposed to do with these things? Like, it doesn't know how to lift anymore. Yeah. So I was just like, well, let's pick something in here that you definitely have not put on in at least a year and put it on. Let's make sure you can get your head through the neck hole. And then
There you go.
there we go. And then we'll see what happens. So this is fine. And then I put some, it's a dress kind of, and I put some like stretch pants because I really got into stretch pants because I'm a middle-aged woman and it's my time for stretch pants. And I put on a pair underneath, and I'm like, well, I mean, I guess this is what we do now, everybody.
That's it. That's all we can do.
That's all. That's it. We're all alive. So I don't know if we need to look as jazzy as we used to.
Yeah, I might have to like embrace where I'm at too, Sha. Like I did my first outdoor show in a while, and like when I got home, like Gabby was like, "You wore that to the show?" We just like analyzed my look, and it was like half like I just fixed the boiler. And like half like I got next at the basketball court.
Oh no.
Yeah, like those two moments shouldn't be together. Like
nope.
Yeah, I had Tim's, I had tearaway pants, I had a t-shirt that was like I worked dirty. I was all over the place.
And that's what you wore to get on stage in front of people.
My first set back. That's what I had on stage. I had a nice hat, but
okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
Like, that's not bad.
Like I was like, yeah, it brings the look together. It did not. But I'm very thankful that the show photographer took all the pictures from far away. So
that's good. That's
the
nice.
colors match, so it looked like an outfit from 50 feet back. He was like, oh, okay, he's doing something. But
and then
close-ups would have been a problem.
If you push in closer, it's like, oh yikes. Yeah.
I gotta look into that. I gotta get my shit together.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, and I mean, I got to get my shit together is something that I say at least once a week, and I have been saying that to myself at least once a week for roughly 25, 30 years. Absolutely. No doubt. At the very least 25 to 30 years. I'm just like, oh God, I got to get my shit together. But now it is imperative because it's not just I have to get my shit together, but I have to get a year's worth of my shit together quickly because everyone's going to be out and about as people get shot up with the vaccine, and people are like, come on, we're invincible again, which I never thought that before. So that's an issue. But some folks want to meet up with you, and I'm like, all right, outside from 50 feet away, absolutely, sure, we can yell at each other across a park. But now I got to go out there looking like a bag lady, and which is fine. That's so close to my aesthetic anyway.
Yeah.
I did get a bunch of very flowy dresses that I just can throw over anything and then just tie a sash in the middle. And it gives a very I can't tell if she's down on her luck or if this is like a new thing.
Okay.
I'm straddling that line. It's a very thin line, and it's a tightrope, and I'm walking it. So that may be just kind of what I do, but at some point it's going to get hot, and I may have to show a leg.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good.
Hey, I mean, as someone that has never worn shorts, so yeah, I feel like you can pull it off. You
haven't worn shorts.
I think, like, real talk, the last time I wore shorts, outside was like 2002. And I was I was one of the players on a basketball tournament, the Snake Summer Classic in Queens. And essentially, I don't play basketball like that, but I found out that the winner of my friend's tournament would win the cash that everybody put in. So I called up all my boys from East New York, said, yo, there's a tournament in Queens. We need 7 players. But I have to be one of the bodies because it was only like friends only type thing. So I just brought all of them. And one of the rules is every player had to play every game at least 2 points. So I was in jeans, Timbs, and every game for 2 points, I had to get scored on or something just to be on the court for 2 points. So I would just take off my jeans. I would be on the court in these and one basketball shorts and my Timbs.
Oh no!
I would get crossed up. Somebody would put 2 points on my team, and we'd win every game 21-2, essentially. And we slaughtered those kids in Queens, and we each took home like $120. Yeah, that was the last time I wore basketball shorts. But yeah, outside, and I have boxers that are as long as shorts.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I don't know. I don't know how safe that is, but I absolutely believe that it's the case.
But yeah, I'm not. You won't see my legs outdoors. This is not happening. I'm not at that place.
I went through a time where I didn't wear shorts or tank tops for a very long time.
Okay.
And I think, oh gosh, I bought a pair of shorts. I want to say like 2010, 2011 or something like that. And that was the first time I had been in shorts probably since like my childhood. Probably. Because I was just like, I'm like, I'm good. I don't necessarily need shorts. I'm not going outside. And then, I mean, if I needed a breeze, I just wear a skirt or a dress. But I wore, I got the shorts and I was like, okay, these are fine.
Yeah.
But I just didn't necessarily like shorts because they were always doing weird, like they were always fitting weird or riding up. I have since learned that that's actually my thighs rubbing together. So honestly, it's nobody's fault. It's not my fault, and it's not the shorts' fault. It's nobody's fault. That's just what happens. Because I'm not going to try to get a thigh gap. I'm a grown ass woman, so that's not what's going to happen. And I keep buying shorts at places where they expect women to not have bodies. So, that's how that works out. So then I just, okay, fine. But there's still just the mental gymnastics it took for me to put these shorts on.
Yeah.
And wear them in public. And granted, I was in my 30s. And I was like, I don't know, guys. Like, I wore them with, like, knee-high boots. You know what I mean? I was like, you're going to get, like, 4 inches of skin, and you're going to like it. That's all you're getting.
Yo, my cousin G got married. He did a destination wedding 5 years ago in DR. And my wife was like, all right, you got to wear shorts. You're going to be in DR for a week. And I was like, you can't, be in DR and not have shorts on. I was like, watch me, Yo, every event, like, I was wowing people with my ability to, like, be fitted for the event and still have, like, be fully covered. Like, they did the all-white party on a boat, and I found an all-white Dickies outfit. I was like, yo, I'm out here.
Gastor.
Yo, it was
Where
fire.
did you find an all-white Dickies outfit?
Yo, gangsters go to heaven too, Shot, all right?
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, I was out there. Like, I was like, yo, I'm out here fully matching all-white Dickies to the bottom. Yeah, I was doing it for 5 days straight. And then, like, on the morning that we left, Gabby was like, yo, let's hit up the beach one last time before we left. And on that day, like, to make her happy, I wore sandals with my long pants to the beach. I was like, all right, I'm gonna live vicariously a little bit, a little crazy.
Wow.
But
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I also had that hang up with sandals. I still have that hang up with sandals.
Yeah,
I don't I don't like a lot of foot out. I don't want to see
yeah.
all that foot. I got a pair of sandals that are called I think they're called transitional sandals. So they only sell them
Okay.
in at the very end of winter and at the like the very end of summer. So they're just like there's the only part that's showing, it's just like two slabs of leather crossed over. But the only part that's showing is like maybe 2 to 3 toes.
Okay.
And that's like it. And then but they're like, it's for when you can sense that it's going to get warmer or colder and you want to have most of your foot covered, but you still want to breeze, like a cross breeze or something. And I'm like, those are my sandals. And it's like, there's only 2 toes out. And I'm like, that's only 2 toes I got to paint,
That's it.
you know?
You know.
That's it. Yeah. So I get it with the sandals. It is hard for me to have a foot out.
Yeah, I gotta try that. I admit it.
Yeah.
It's just to me like shoes like serve like two purposes. Like one, like they keep my foot covered so I don't get cuts while I'm
Yep.
walking, and
Mhm.
two, combined with the sock, if I've done like a real day's work, it
Mhm.
allows me to be satisfied at the end of the day when I rub my feet. And I can't achieve that if I had sandals because they've been out all day. Like there's something genuinely satisfying of rubbing my toes at the end of a work
Mhm.
day that I don't get the same thing if they've been out because they feel like they on vacation too, you know? But if I had socks and Timbs on and I rub my toes, like I feel like a real like basic human level of satisfaction that like I only get like when I nut and when like I pee in an emergency. That's the third best feeling in the world is rubbing my toes at the end of a full day.
Okay.
So, and I'm not even, it's top 3. I can't even say it's third. Like I know it's top 3.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear here. So your top 3 feelings
Yeah.
in no particular
Like
order.
no emotional attachment,
No
strictly.
emotional attachment, but just strictly as just the most base
Yeah.
as a creature
Yeah.
on the earth. Your 3 favorite most base feelings would be rubbing your toes after you take off your
Yeah,
shoes,
definitely.
busting a nut,
Yeah.
and peeing in emergency.
Yeah, because it's like it has to be the pee where like you wiggle a little bit. Like it feels like, you know, there's like a pee where you get an uncontrolled wiggle, like oh, you get the shivers. That
Oh
pee,
yes, okay, all right,
the busting a nut,
uh-huh,
and
and then the
definitely
rubbing
rubbing
of
the
the toes.
toes. Those 3, top 3 ever. I don't know the order. Like I'd have to really give that thought.
Yeah, sure,
But those
sure.
3, like it. I feel like whenever I rub the first toe at the end of the day, like I
Mhm.
don't care what complicated thing I was thinking about. It disappears. It goes away.
Oh wow, that's a powerful toe rub.
Like whenever people talk about yoga, I think about my toes. Like, okay, that's the
Okay,
feeling y'all are going after. I get that every day just because I wear Timbs and socks and I do stuff, you know?
okay,
So
all
yeah.
right. I have never thought to rate base feelings like that. I don't know what they would be for me. Probably scratching under my boobs after taking off a bra,
Mm.
which is something that I've been missing out on for a year.
You live it.
There is nothing like it.
Wow. And you've given that up like to me it's worth it to wear the socks and Timbs just because I know I'm gonna get that at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I was willing to give that up because you can always lift up and kind of scratch. It's not exactly the same, but there is something to the taking off of the bra and then just standing there scratching.
Yeah.
It's but like, yeah, I was willing to because I mean it's been so long. It's been so long. I was just since I didn't have a bra on, that at this point the past year has just been an experiment of like, well, how long can I free ball? Like how long before because I'm one of the people where I like underwire. I like everything being pulled up and strapped up and all that shit. So all of these other bras that they were just like, look, it's like a half shirt. I'm like, why would I want the discomfort of a bra but my tits still look as if they do when I don't have a
That's
bra
the
on.
worst of
So when I
everything.
get a bra, you need to see the results. My tits need to be at least 3 inches higher. And so like that's yeah. But I also was just kind of curious, like, well, how will my tits act if they don't have to be, in a harness all the time? Because they don't know that. They don't know that peace. They don't know that freedom. The least I could do is give them this year to find themselves.
So this is their gap year. You know what I mean? I get
Yeah,
it.
this
Okay.
is their gap year.
Your
Yeah.
tits are off in Europe. They're finding themselves.
Yeah, exactly. My tits are in France,
Oh
just
man.
trying to figure it all
In the
out.
cafe, reading Eat, Pray, Love. I hear you.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's get into the news.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme is making vaccinations extra sweet with a free donut a day for the rest of the year. That's right. Krispy Kreme has come up with a way to make getting the COVID-19 vaccine extra sweet starting Monday until the end of the year. If you take your vaccination card to any Krispy Kreme location in the US, you can get a free glazed donut each day. The company said as a release, the card must show 1 or 2 shots of any COVID-19 vaccines that qualify, and it must be redeemed at a store. You don't need to buy anything to get your daily free donut. However, the company acknowledges that not everyone will get the vaccine, so this is just kind of a cool push to be supportive of this idea. I really love this by Krispy Kreme. What do you think, Sha?
This seems dangerous. Yes? This seems dangerous because nothing seems to be stopping me from just eating a donut a day, and not just a donut a day, but a Krispy Kreme donut a day. Like that's a lot of donut.
Yeah, I agree.
And for free by by so you're going to give me one of the diseases that made me eligible early to get the shot. Like I feel COVID is behind this. You know what I mean?
COVID-20 gonna come out hot and saying
Yeah, COVID 20's like, "Oh, I got something for that ass. Free donut every day in this year, every day in the calendar year. I got you."
What I was trying to figure out is I didn't see anything about how they're tracking it. Like they're asking for proof.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
you could go to like several Krispy Kremes
Thank
and
you.
get, a donut a day from each one. This could be like your meal plan.
It sounds to me like they actually are not. It seems like they might be rewarding people who got the vaccine, but to me, it sounds like they're trying to keep people from getting the vaccine because they even acknowledge, like, "Hey, man, we know there are going to be people out there who aren't going to get it, so why would you say that?
Yeah,
Unless you are not prepared." Like I feel like in a month's time we're going to meet, some couple who's been driving all over the country trying to get their free Krispy Kreme donut. And if they go to a city that doesn't have a Krispy Kreme, they're going to the gas station where they sell Krispy Kremes like in a bin or something,
Yeah.
and they're just trying to get one for free. And the person at that, gas station's like, "Hey, this ain't Krispy Kreme. You got to pay for that." And they're like, I'm vaccinated." And then they just walk out with a free donut. Like,
people gonna get
just
shot
a
over
real
these.
Bonnie and Clyde situation going across the country.
Oh man, I almost got into an argument with somebody at Smashburger over something like this, because Smash. They had like a similarly reckless idea. They was like I think it was like 2 years ago. They had $100 card that you could buy around Christmas time, and if you bought it for the next 100 days, you could get one burger, right, regardless of, so like you get like
Wow.
the craziest burger they offer in the menu, chicken sandwiches, you get a salad, it could be one main course every day.
Right.
So I was like really trying to make that happen. Like I'm getting all 100 of these days. Right. So this was being sold, like I think it kicked off on Black Friday. It was like during the
Okay.
Christmas season, so you could buy it for the holidays. So I got
Right.
into a fight with the with the Smash guy manager because you know I knew the game. Like it was, I could get one of these every day, but it ain't my fault that they got holidays. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, on Christmas Eve, I was like, yo, my man, can I get, burger today and tomorrow's burger? He said, I can't. It's only one burger a day. I was like, I agree it's one burger a day, but you guys are closed tomorrow for Christmas. I still want my burger. I paid for my burger. And he says, sir, you're getting 98 burgers for $100. I feel like you're getting a pretty good deal. I was like, I agree, but I have a better deal that I paid for. It's for 100 burgers for 100 days.
See, and you are why this is a bad idea.
So he won the first time. Admittedly, he won that day. I argued with him for an hour. But what he didn't know is that, like, I wasn't going to let this stand twice. And we're going to have the same argument next week because it was going to be New Year's. The same shit. He was like half hour into it. I was like, yo, my man, I let you win last week. Ain't no way I'm walking out of here without 2 burgers today. So I cleared my schedule. I ain't got no shows tonight. My kids are picked up. I'm going to be here till you shut down unless I get the second burger. So he just gave me the second burger. He didn't even like tally it up. I just think he bought a burger and gave me my burger. But I got 2 burgers on New Year's Eve because they were going to close the next day.
Here's why. Because he had that argument with 5 other yous the previous week and that week.
I figured.
So, yeah. No. You certainly aren't the only one to do that kind of thing. You are the worst for doing that kind of thing.
I was trying to reason it out with him. I was like, listen, my man, I know for a fact you sold thousands of these things, and most people ain't as determined as me. They're not going to show up here every day. So just give me that guy's dollar burger. You ain't losing to just send in the email, said that this guy ain't show up. He ain't get his burger. I gave that guy the burger. And you still good. It's still Gucci. You going to give away the burger if someone else with the card shows up. Pretend I'm that guy. And your heart of hearts is still good.
Yeah, I mean, all of that logically makes sense. But what he then has to do is turn around and explain to his boss, who is the kind of person who probably counts cups and lids to figure out why shit ain't matching up and why there isn't an extra one because they normally use this many cups and lids a day. Like, that is what it's like in those kinds of environments. So kudos to getting your free fucking burger.
Hell yeah.
But you also probably subtracted a few years from not only your life, but that manager's life.
It's delicious, though, Sean.
I'm surprised you didn't just have your goddamn heart attack right there arguing for a burger.
Well, I figured, it was unhealthy to eat 100 burgers straight, so I was getting them keto at the time. I had to be smart, otherwise I would have died,
That's so wow. So not only were you fighting over burgers, you were fighting over burgers that you then were just like, and leave off the bun.
Yep. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was like, yo, no bun, B. Do the lettuce wrap. And then the other days I did the potato.
I hope you enjoyed the amount of spit that went into all of your damn burgers. Delicious. Did you go to the same spot every time?
Usually I went to the one in Gateway. They were great people there. But yeah.
When you're doing stuff like that, you got to be on a rotating schedule. You can't keep rolling into the same spot.
I was a sweet customer except for those 2 days. Every other time I was peace. Like I tipped, you know what I mean? I understood like the whole situation. Hey, listen, y'all take tips. These orders ain't gonna really rock with that system. So I still gave the regular tip. So I feel like I was doing my part. And if anything, I made it easy it was an order they knew was showing up. They didn't have to think about my order. I would walk through the door and they would just start my sandwich. They didn't even wait for me to get to the front of the line. They knew what I wanted. Right. It was cool. Yo, gas was here Thursday. Bunless. Get that going. Boom. It was good money.
Okay.
It's the only store I know that like they knew how to pronounce my name and spell it correctly by the end of it. Because they got 100 orders of me ordering that thing. They ain't spelled Gaspar. They ain't do nothing weird on the receipts. It say,
Gaspar, is that one that
I
people
get it
do?
all the time. Gaspar on so many receipts.
Right.
Nope,
Okay. Huh.
they were spelling my name correctly. They were telling me about my credits. So like, yo, we saw you on TV yesterday, yo. That's what's up. Here's your burger. Like they knew me, you know?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, those are my people. Shout out to Gateway Mall. Those are the
Well,
homies.
I tell you what, when whatever version of you shows up at Krispy Kreme, I pray for the workers because there's going to be a lot of them who are going to come through with somebody else's vaccination card. Absolutely. Everybody, please, if you're getting vaccinated, hold on to your card because if you drop it, some idiot's picking it up and on their way to Krispy Kreme right
Big
now.
facts. And it's early
Right
too.
now.
It's March. You got 9 months of donuts? That's
Yeah,
real.
I'm saying that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's it. Weren't we just talking about trying to get back in your clothes and now Krispy Kreme trying to fatten us up again for the kill? Nah, COVID is behind this. I swear to you, COVID is behind
You
this.
go. Get that My
The
Fitness.
virus itself is like, look, we're taking a beating out there right now, guys. What if we bribe them with donuts, get them soft and slow again, right up their nose?
Oh man, you gotta do what you gotta do out there. Speaking of, Prince Harry lands a new job as a tech executive. That's right. He is a working man now. Prince Harry has officially arrived in California. The Duke of Sussex has joined Silicon Valley startup BetterUp as his chief impact officer. That's a made-up title. The company.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
A spokesperson for Harry also confirmed the prince's new role. BetterUp provides coaching and mental health services to clients. The company's website lists Harry as part of its leadership team, describing him as a humanitarian, military veteran, mental wellness advocate, and environmentalist. Wow, that's what it is, man. This is like a job where he's just getting PR for hiring this dude, right? Like he's not actually doing anything at work. I can't imagine
Yeah,
if you're like a
I mean,
prince, you like actually know how to do a job.
well, I mean, here's what they have to do. The royal family, they always have to do some sort of charity thing.
Okay.
So they got to go to the various countries that they've plundered, right? And then they got to roll through and pet people on the head,
Okay.
and then just say, hey, this is for charity or whatever. And so that's basically it. They show up, they donate, I guess, some money to some charity works, and they say, look, we're calling attention to it. So that's basically what they do.
Okay.
So I guess that's ultimately what he's doing here. I mean, you know how when you know someone who can write up what you've done in your previous jobs on a resume and make it sound fantastic, right? So I feel like maybe he had somebody at like Monster or something kind of coach him into how to write up a better resume. Okay, all right. So BetterUp, they do coaching services,
Yeah.
which already is like, I mean, look, I guess we can all use a coach, but sometimes I'm like, what are you telling me to do? And hiring Harry, I don't know if that makes their point or not, but but if there's any place that could hire him and pay him money, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what kind of money he's used to. I don't know what kind of pounds the royal family is rolling in. But pay him at least enough money to keep them from having to move in with Tyler Perry again. and pay for 2 kids. I mean, if you put it down on paper, this is a white man with a black wife and 2 mixed race children. There's going to be a struggle for him. But I mean, Silicon Valley, a startup, it's one of those places where, I mean, startups in general, especially in Silicon Valley, just have money, and I don't know why, and you're not sure what it is that they do. So it's kind of perfect for him. It's really the only place that he could work free. He could work, quote unquote, without any sort of like true obligations, because nobody knows what what you do because no one really knows what the company does. So, I mean, that's kind of the only place he could work. I can't see him being on the board at any place that really does like tangible
Right,
work.
right.
Not saying that coaching is not tangible work. I just hadn't had it tangible to me. So I don't know. It's a little wiggly. It's a little
Yeah.
wiggly. Yeah.
I'm a little suspect here, but you know, what I mean,
But he got to pay his bills.
yeah, I ain't mad at it. He figured out the game in the system, you know.
Got a job. I mean, like, it's like you want to be mad and want to be like, but he's a prince. But guess what? He's not a prince
Yeah,
anymore.
he
They
working.
strip him of everything. So what you supposed to do? My man went out and got a job.
Yeah.
I mean, first he, talked to Oprah, and then he went out and got a job. But, those are the steps. Those are the steps. We mere mortals tend to forget the talk to Oprah step, and we just go straight to finding a
That's why
job.
I've been messing up. You right.
Yeah, that's where we're going wrong. But he did it in the right order. You talk to Oprah, you get a job.
That's the key right there. Major key. Right there.
I mean, think of how you felt when your wife had your first kid and was pregnant with your second kid.
Right.
What that is just like, oh God, I got to take care of all of this.
Yeah, that was stressful.
Now, could you go to a startup and be a humanitarian, military veteran, mental wellness advocate, and environmentalist? No, probably not. But you could, lift boxes or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just whatever it is. So I get the energy behind it.
I should have talked to Oprah.
You should have talked
She
to
could have,
Oprah.
let them know how good I am at the boxes.
Right? Yep.
I'd have stepped my.
That's
I think this is over. I drove by Oprah.
What do you mean you drove by her?
For real, she was. I was delivering chips for Frito-Lay, and I was coming back from my route back to the depot, and there was like a crowd of people on Marcy, and this was when she was interviewing Jay-Z.
Oh, when they went to Marcy?
Yeah, so she was on Marcy. I was just like, yo, what's up with all these people on the streets, B? I'm trying to sell these chips. And it was like, yo, Oprah out here. And that doesn't sound believable. Like, you're like, yo, Oprah out here with Jay. And I'm like, yeah, all right, my man. I'm like, get out the way, but man, I got a truck over here.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, I was out there. That was my chance. I could have got out the game.
Real, you think? It might have been a little tough to get through
I could have said
to Oprah in that moment. I mean, I guess if you had sent her chips.
Yeah, but like, yo, I got some Ruffles. You know what I mean? Sour cream.
Oh, okay.
I had exclusive flavors too. I had Lay's tangy Carolina barbecue that they don't even come out no more.
Oh wow!
Like temporary seasonal flavors. I could have bribed my way in. Yeah.
That's true. If there's anything that specialty flavored chips will do,
I'm telling you,
it'll get you into places.
Opens doors, shot. Postmaster General announces a 10-year plan, including longer mail delivery times and cuts to post office hours. I can't even get through his title.
This is so infuriating. This makes me so angry. This numbnuts. I can't believe we haven't figured out how to kick him out yet. Look, Joe, I know people have been talking about Stimmy, and I know everybody, you promised to do a lot of stuff, and people are looking for you to do it within the first, 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. And I know you got like another month or so left in your 100 days, maybe.
Right.
But, bro, we got to figure out how to get this idiot out of our mail.
Yeah.
He's got to get out of our mail because he's fucking it up.
Like, at this point, like, I don't even know, like, what's he like saying? Like, yo, listen, like, yo, if y'all work with me here, I can make the mail a little worse.
Yeah.
I don't understand. He's like, all right, we're gonna raise the price of the stamps. We're gonna be slower. We're gonna have less pay for the people that work for us. And the mail is gonna take longer because we gonna work less. That sound cool?
It's wild because it's like, okay, so I'm looking at this and it's like, hey, we're going to update the vehicles, right? So they're gonna have new whips. We got new whips out there.
Right.
We're gonna update the uniforms and the offices. And I'm like, how are you gonna update the post offices are in the oldest building in whatever town they're in. There's no youthful post office. There's just we accept that because it's an old way but it's a very reliable way. So we need it to be in buildings that were built during the Revolutionary War. That's what we look for in a post office. And all this other stuff, and then it's like, well, while we're updating the car, we're putting all our mail in Teslas or whatever. We also we're going to make it more expensive to mail simple letters, and it's going to take longer. And so yeah, sorry about that. It's just going to be slower.
Like,
And it's like, what does this mean? Oh, also, we're cutting back the post office hours. And I'm like, how does this improve anything? I honestly, this guy has not at any point shown where he cares about the post office. I
yeah.
feel like every time you see him, he's just like, fuck this. Like he literally just has one of those big Sean Paul, give me the lighters. And he's inside a post office and he's just like, I'm gonna torch all this shit. I don't give a fuck. I He's truly the worst. We gotta get him out of there.
Yo, real talk, shot. Would it not be faster if he just said, "Yo, listen, we ain't gonna have no trucks. We gonna sell all the trucks. We gonna sell all the bags. We gonna sell everything, and we just gonna buy a whole bunch of scanners. And everything you send us, we gonna scan it and email it to you."
Oh
You
God, oh boy, that's gonna really fuck up the whole my lover is in prison game. Uh,
Like, yo, you about to get faxes on faxes, you know?
so now we got to go back to the fax. So unless he's in cahoots with the fax, I don't know, industry, and who's in cahoots with the fax industry?
I,
There's like, I think there's one guy. I guarantee there are probably three guys who work the tri-state area, and all they know are faxes, and all they do is go from office to office that still has one lone fax machine. And when it acts up, they just come in and they just massage it, just rub it in the right spot, and then the fax machine acts right. And then they go back onto their trusty steed and ride back out into the wilderness wherever the rest of the fax machines are.
my dad got a fax machine, and he's like, yo, he'll call me over, like, "Yo, I need you to work on a fax for me." And I'm like, "Pop, you got to let this go. Like, who are you sending this to? Like, what are you doing business for with this person? Like, whatever they do, they can't be the best at what they do." I don't know who getting his fax, but you got to cut them off. Be like, I don't know what department of whatever they work at, but they trash if they haven't upgraded the fax game to like email by now. Like, get rid of this person. Getting tight. He brings me over to fix
yeah,
a fax machine. It weighs more than my air conditioner. Like, it is disturbing.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, at my day job, we have a couple of fax machines that are on carts to be wheeled around because they're so heavy and so big. And someone's just like, "Oh, I think the fax machine is acting up," and I'm like, "Oh yeah? How long do you think that's been going on?" And no one has any clue because no one's looked at it for like 3 months. And I'm like, "Were you expecting a fax?" And they're like, "I don't think so." And then it's just a bunch of ads for T-shirts, and then one super important thing that came through like a month before.
Yeah, when I had to send that for my dad, Gabby, my wife was telling me that she's like, "Oh, there's an app that does it on the phone." So I download the app, and all it does is just make texting a picture substantially longer. Like it scans whatever document you're doing, saves it as a
Mhm.
picture, and then I get to
Oh,
send the
okay.
email. I'm like, why did we add this extra step? Like, I don't understand. I could have just
Yeah,
took a
couldn't I
picture.
just video it on my
Yeah.
phone
Oh,
and just send you the clip?
freaking
But
faxes. Get rid of that
oh,
nonsense. Good luck to the postal service.
oh man, I'm gonna work hard to make sure that we get this idiot out of there. I don't know why it bothered me so, and also because so many people in small places just rely
Yeah.
on the mail. And he's just fucking it all up. He's literally like, someone needs to pour water on him. He's literally like the evil witch of the wherever, and the Wizard of Oz. Like he's just cackling all the time and just like I'm gonna and your little stamps too. I'm gonna burn all of it. And I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
Yeah, I get
I will
tight.
go on record. It upsets me.
I get mad because every time they do like an advancement, it's like a cool idea that they don't need. You know what I mean? Like I
Hmm.
remember the first time I seen them, the dudes at night with the headlights on their head on the headband. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, yo, they couldn't just like change the schedule.
Yo,
Like,
this is the first place I've lived where I'm just like, well, I mean, I guess the mail just comes when it comes. And I don't trust any mail situation in this city. I don't know how you New Yorkers are even like it's wild. The mail situation here is so wild to me, and people are always like, "Give me your address," and I'm like, "Mm-mm, no, baby, let's just wait a couple of years, and I'll like run into you maybe in the street, and just have whatever it is that you want to send me on your person. That's going to be much faster than you trying to mail it to me."
Oh man, I'm still getting Christmas cards right
I
now.
believe it, and they're probably pre-COVID.
Oh my goodness. Evanston, Illinois approves the country's first reparations program for Black residents. Officials in the Chicago suburb of Evanston voted Monday to release the first batch of funds in a program offering reparations to Black residents whose families have felt the effects of decades of discriminatory housing practices, according to the Chicago Tribune. It is the first of its kind in the country. The Alderman Robin Rue Simmons and Evanston City Council developed plans to direct revenue from a 3% tax on legalized cannabis into assistance for home loans. The first initiative of the $10 million plan is the Restorative Housing Reparations Program that will distribute up to $25,000 for housing per eligible resident, with funding expected to come from the 3% tax that I mentioned prior. I love this. This is freaking dope. So long overdue. Yeah, like I am blown away that this is something that was figured out and seems so simple, right?
Hmm.
Like, yo, here's this thing that like was weaponized against us to put a ton of us in jail. We legalized it now. Let's
Right.
tax it to benefit the people that like we used it against, you know, and
Yeah.
we owe them dudes 200 years worth of money anyway, you know, like
Yeah, it seems very it does seem like just very logical and you know, it seems I don't want to say simple because nothing is ever
yeah,
simple, but it does seem like a logical chain of events. Um and yeah, I think this is a good spot to start, you know. I mean like, you know, let's do it in this town. Let's see how it looks here. And then, you know, let's do it in another town. Let's see how it looks there. Let's see what we need to alter based on whatever. And then let's, I guess, slowly work it into a national plan.
yeah. Fingers crossed.
Now, yeah, I truly hope that is what ultimately happens. That we all get our money. But by we all, I mean the folks who have money coming to us.
Yeah. I,
So, you know, some of y'all may not get those
I don't
checks or
expect to get one,
whatever.
obviously, and I shouldn't. I did not. I don't. I'm Black. I'm not African American. I'm Dominican, so I wasn't here for that struggle. I shouldn't get a check.
Hmm.
With that said, I will take a check. A, B. Let's be clear. If they're just throwing them out there, I'll take one. But if me getting a check, if that's part of why y'all don't get a check, I don't want a check. I want y'all to get the
Okay.
check. Just to be very clear. But my concern is like I feel like this is gonna be very slow. Like
Oh,
it
very
took
slow. Yeah,
250 years to get one suburb of Chicago. Not like they got Chi-Town. They got a
Mhm.
suburb of a city. Like I don't even know how many suburbs are in the U.S. But I feel like it's a lot. Like it's
Yeah.
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 Like I think
Yeah.
like
So
our
this
grandkids
is
might like
definitely
get these.
Yeah, yo, for sure. Yeah, no, this is I when I say I hope that it does end up working itself into a national plan, please know that I did not expect to be around to see it worked into a national plan. I don't, that's why I'm putting the hope out there. So when the next few generations dig up all of our time capsules full of all of these podcasts, they have so much to listen to, and we're sorry. But let me get on record as saying, uh, hey, y'all figured out that reparations thing yet? Because I was kind of hoping that it would work out for you.
Fingers crossed, baby. I think it's one of the few
Yeah.
times I'm going to be on the right side of history, so I want it out there too. You know what I mean? I
Yes,
know
that is
I
true.
try to be a
That
good
is true.
person, but I know for a fact I'm wrong so often. So
You know what? Knowing is half the
that's all
battle.
it is, you know? I'm trying.
That's, mhm.
$3 gas is on the way. That's right. Travel starved Americans are emerging from the lockdown and may need to budget for the $3 per gallon gasoline on their next road trip. Prices at the pump are on the rise, driven higher by oil prices hitting $60 per barrel. Surge of economic optimism, restraint from U.S. frackers, and unprecedented production cuts by OPEC and Russia. The energy rally has been further boosted by predictions on Wall Street of a new oil super cycle. I hate when,
You just
like,
be making up shit.
yeah, I was like, yo, all these words sound mad fake. I'm glad we on the same page on this side. Yeah, I was getting tight. I'm like, none of these words are real. Just tell me y'all want to jerk me because you know I've been waiting to go out for a whole year, and you know I ain't got no choice. I gotta be a dad. I gotta do road trips, so I'm gonna
Right.
take the L. You want to charge me an extra 80 cents per gallon? It's my fault. I'm the stupid guy that bought a freaking Range Rover, Land Rover, Pathfinder, whatever it is. I got a 7-seater. I gotta eat it. All right, it's on me. Okay, I made that dumb decision to get $12 miles per gallon, and you know now I got to
And
pay
I
the $80
don't, and
to fill up.
honestly, I don't think they need to do this. I mean, a lot of people in power don't need to do many, if not all, of the things that they are doing in order to continue to hoard all of their money. But this is not necessary. I mean, I know the prices dropped last year because nobody was going anywhere. Uh, but now, what will we do with all that oil? What
Yeah,
happened? Where's all that oil? Now all that's gone, and so now it's expensive again? That's
wow,
bullshit. We're not.
suspect.
That is extremely suspect. And I don't care about any predictions from Wall Street in any way, because if there's anything that GameStop has taught me is that that is all bullshit.
Big facts.
So you can call it an oil super cycle if you want to, but I know it's bullshit. Um, and you know, I just never thought that I would be in a position where I would be like old people before me, where the price of a movie ticket was a nickel. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought that that's what I would have moments like that. But I truly remember in high school, the price of gas being like, you know, like almost like those old school Taco Bell ads where it was like 59, 79, 99. Like, that's how much, you know, the gas was mad cheap.
Yeah.
And I remember when it got to over $1, and I was just like, "Ooh, Lord, who's going to be able to afford this?" It's 1991. How much money do they think we make?
Yeah, I remember driving home from Queens, and like I was running out of gas like aggressively. Like I knew I had no, like I was on E when I started the night. I
Oh
went
yeah,
to
no,
the
that's not good.
party. I picked up my mans in them, dropped people off, and I was like, "There's no way I'm
Mm.
making another 7 miles on this." So like me, my boy Dre, and my boy Bishop, we pull into this freaking gas station, and I was like, "Yo, I need help with the gas," and they're like, "Yo, I ain't got nothing on me."
Oh,
And I'm like, "Yo, how all three like?" So they're like, "Yo, you ain't got no money for gas," and I'm like, I got a car. Like, y'all ain't got
right.
money for anything. Like, I could just leave y'all here. You know, you got no plan. So like, so we like scrapped together between the three of us. We got like 89 cents, which was like half a gallon,
Mm.
and like a substantial amount of that was pennies.
Oh, sure.
So I get to the booth and he's like, yo, I ain't taking this. And I'm like, yo, my man, my car is here in your like lot, like your freaking gas station. Like,
Hmm.
if you don't give me this, I can't leave. Like you like Pump Five
Right.
is
I
out
will
of
be
business.
blocking. Yeah, I'll be blocking one of your moneymakers.
Yeah. So I'm like, you
So,
need to take my 89 cents. And like we going back and forth, and then this guy behind me comes in. He's like, yo, take that dude money, man. He like, you ain't been out in these streets and try to get laid with no money. That's what they out there doing too. Let them dudes live their life. Like that dude was like an angel sent. Like he just convinced. He's like, you right, you right. And like I saw the
wow.
dude like load up his car, and like he pulls out
Uh-huh.
like a wad of money, and I'm like, a part of me was like, thank you. A part of me was like, you couldn't just give me $1.
You couldn't have just covered.
But like his heart was like in the right place. Like he was really bothered. He's like, y'all been there. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to be out there dating with no money. Y'all dudes probably came from a party, right? You've been figuring the whole night out with no budget. I was like, you right. We figured out this whole day on like $6. He's like, you damn real. I've been there.
Oh,
I done it.
wow.
Let these kids load up. And he sold the dude on it. So he let me load up 89 cents.
That's a beautiful story.
Hey, yo, people in New York, they got heart. People sleep.
No, it's just a different kind of heart. They express it differently, but they understand the struggle. The city is nothing but struggle. So if you're trying to
Oh,
work around the struggle and someone's keeping you from it by making you struggle more, someone else will come by and be like, nigga, don't you remember how it was like to struggle? And you got to admit, like, yeah, I do. And then it all somehow weirdly works out and people manage to get home at night.
that's it.
That's the wildest thing. That people get home at night. That's so crazy.
Oh, it's necessary. It's necessary.
Yeah. But let this be a lesson to anyone out there. Don't go out with your friends and not have at least some money to put in the gas tank. Don't do
I
that.
agree. Or do it and have a great story. Like,
Yeah, don't do that either. No, fuck that story shit. Unless your great story is you and your friend crying and screaming at each other on the side of the expressway, because that's how it would go in other cities.
I ain't gonna front. This is a very New York thing where like
It's a very New York City, because I'm here to tell you in Atlanta, you just get left. Like you're just there. Yeah, you have to be like dudes understanding how dudes are trying to work out their struggle.
Word.
But women, it's gonna be like, well, y'all bitches shouldn't have been out anyway. It's a completely different thing. So please always have, but I mean, and maybe I'm coming from just like a place of being a woman and just like, wow, you don't have like $5 in your boot.
Nope.
Got to put $5 in your boot.
I learned that
Just
after
have
that.
it in. Yeah, put it in someplace.
That's it.
Hide it somewhere in your bra. That's nature's purse. Is under the titty. Is nature's purse.
I gotta tell you, it does feel extra cool when like you hooked up with a girl at the party and like you have no gas in the tank. Like,
Like you really pulled a fast
yeah,
one.
like we've overcome a lot today. Like it's not like I got over on her. It's more like I got over on life. Like I won. you know, and I appreciate those women because like they liked me for me clearly. It
Right.
wasn't because of the gas. It wasn't because of my 1994 Camry. With the I had to overcome a lot back there. It was my parents' car. My siblings were
Mhm.
like infants, so I had 2 car seats that I had to explain. Yo, if I closed, I
Yo.
was amazing that day. We had a real
Wow.
connection. So yeah, it was beautiful times.
Oh my gosh. All right, I think really the lesson of this particular news story is lower the fucking gas, because we all out here struggling.
Word up.
We just try, we're all out here post-COVID with 2 baby seats in the back. All of us are trying to get back out in the world. We got 2 baby seats in the back, and we're just trying to explain it all away. Just lower the fucking price.
Yo, if that's not like a real metaphor for life right now, real talk.
It really is. We got so much baggage right now. Just let us just go halvesies on the fucking gas with us, please. Trust me, we're gonna go out. You're gonna make up that money in the in the food mart part anyway. We're gonna be out here trying to get free Krispy Kremes and whatnot. Just let us, please, just give us a break on the fucking gas.
Oh man, yeah, I can't even tell you how many memories I got at that time, Sha. Like, yeah, it was a day where like my dad installed new car seats because then my siblings got to like that second era.
Oh right,
So
sure.
like, I remember he showed me how to put them in. So he was like, "Yo, when you go out with your friends, take them out, but this is how you put them back." And I was like, "I look mad complicated. I'm just leaving them in." So like me and like when I went out to chill, like my boys like, "Yo, we in G's cars." Like, nah, like I drive a convertible now. Like only one of y'all hopping in with me. I got a 2-seater as far as I'm concerned, cause them back seats is reserved. I ain't taking them out. And then like we'd hit up the club and like we'd be out there and we'd be like, "Yo, she's pretty." And I'm like, "Nah, we could only talk to girls 5'1" and under, cause they gonna sit in them seats."
Oh
Yo, I had so many women sitting in them car seats.
no! You know what? I just shout out to those women
I'm telling you.
who are like, I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? Like at that point, you're a few drinks in, your feet hurt, you talked a good game. And you're like, I mean, I really am not sure I'm gonna give him any. But this is anybody who's this, I don't even know. He's gonna ask me to sit in the baby seat. I mean, I guess he's probably not gonna kill me.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like overall, like I don't buy people with excuses of like, "Yo, I'm shy." I'm like, you don't know what I was dealing with out there. You know, I've overcome a lot. If you're a good person, there's someone out there for you. You know, women are open-minded. You know, they will try. They will consider it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a very good thing that you were straight, and that's what you were going for, women, because we let a lot of shit slide. And I mean, we like the younger generations are starting to not do that anymore, and I'm like, that's good. Definitely stand on, for these principles and blah blah blah. But also, there's something about the spirit of compromise. Like you may need those in the, like just kind of to be able to quickly assess where you're going to be able to, all right, this dumbass, but he did buy me a few drinks. I will sit in the baby seat, but he touches one titty and that's it.
That's it.
And you know what I mean? You got to do this real quick math.
That's it, yo.
And yeah, and you also have to be able to just see the trouble sometimes is being attracted to potential, because sometimes that's all y'all are rolling with, and sometimes you want that to be enough, and sometimes it is, but
yeah,
usually it's not.
I agree. I was deaf all like hopes and dreams back then.
Yeah,
but I've come a long way, Sha. You know?
Yeah, you certainly have. Look at us. We have a podcast.
It's crazy. Number 20 in the Bahamas, baby. I love that so much. And it's such a silly thing to find out today. I can't make it up. Taco Bell is getting a new look. That's right. The restaurant chain announced on Tuesday that it's expanding its Go Mobile restaurant remodel nationwide, which has dual drive-thrus and smaller dining rooms, with plans for at least 30 locations by the end of 2021. Taco Bell debuted the design last year in response to the pandemic, which changed fast food customer habits, obviously, potentially permanently. The most significant difference between the new and old restaurant designs is the size. Taco Bell is cutting back on the dining room seating and adding a second drive-thru lane dedicated to pick up orders made on its app. Inside, customers will also see more digital kiosks in addition to human staff that will still take orders.
Human staff. We still have humans. I'm like, I don't know if you call them humans. I feel like they're definitely robots. But I mean, first of all, I am a little surprised that it's taking them this long to do the double drive-through.
Yeah.
Uh, I feel like that they should have been on top of that anyway. And I mean, that's probably fine for Taco Bell. I don't. I I'm sad that because of all of this, teenagers are missing out on the 2 hour long hang in the fast food
Yeah.
spot. Like that makes me sad that you're unable to do that anymore, kids. But yeah, we can't. Sorry, death is in the air. So take it in your car and drive elsewhere with it. But I mean, this seems like a good idea,
Yeah.
right?
I'm on board with it. I feel like Taco Bell, White Castle,
Crystals to those of
Crystal.
us who are, you know,
Yeah,
in the
word.
South.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You're right. Crystals.
Crystals needs to have like 3-4 lanes.
Yeah.
Crystals had them motherfuckers backed up onto like heavy traffic, like big streets. Like when the clubs went out, because they're always 24 hours. So like, you know, like from 3 a.m. on, it was just like, well, I mean, I hope I get up. I hope they don't run out of stuff, but they won't. This is just their busy time, you know?
Crystals used to blew my mind when I first got to the South, because it was like, yo, y'all still a White Castle, you know that, right? Like, you would do the line, you got White Castle food, but they were polite, like you were at a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, no, it's a Crystal. I mean, Crystal, White Castle. It all depends on where you grew up first, where you ended up first. So people would come up to the north and just be like, "What is White Castle? That's just like some weird racist crystal." And it's like, well, I mean, no, but yes, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Yankee crystal.
That's all it is. I made the White Castle Hall of Fame. Actually, they sent me like a emblem, a certificate. They gave me some like $100 to use, and a whole bunch of like a memento, like, because I did a joke about White Castle about the time I almost got robbed on the drive-thru. So like they sent me like a whole emblem and all this stuff. Somebody submitted so it was cute. Like I'm in like the 2012 White Castle Hall of Fame or some shit.
Wow.
And my boy EJ, he got married at a White Castle. It got broadcast on White Castle's website.
Sure,
yeah,
of course.
It was they did the Valentine's Day thing the first year, and like
right.
and because
yes, I
of that,
remember.
like he did like a wedding there. And like they flew him out like down to like the main White Castle, and they did like a whole ceremony, and she was crazy.
The main White Castle.
It was wild. You can look it up. It was what year was that? But it was dope. You got like he had like a whole like outfit with like White Castle stuff. They like decorated the White Castle.
So wait, when you say the Valentine's Day, did they have like a Valentine's Day White Castle meal, like where couples could come to White Castle? And...
Yeah, they do. They've been doing it now every year, but the first year it was a big deal, and essentially, like, you still get White Castle food, but you had to make reservations. So you got like a table, and they would have a candle in the middle, and somebody would actually serve you food, like you at a restaurant.
Right.
So he did.
Oh, you know, Waffle House did that.
That's fine.
Oh man,
I'm on board with that. But I feel like all of those type of restaurants where like there's like a little bit of shame of eating there during the day, they should be double drive-through fully, because it's like you don't want anybody to see you there at like 2 p.m, you know. So so
you can just zip right on through
2 lines, keep it moving. So good move by Taco Bell here. I'm on board with this.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough land in all of America to put two drive-throughs through there. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, McDonald's is doing it. Chick-fil-A is doing it. I know I shouldn't be speaking on Chick-fil-A because it's Chick-fil-A, but unfortunately, me and Chick-fil-A have a very it's a confusing relationship. It's a confusing time with us, and it has been for years, but it is what it is, you know. The heart wants what it wants. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
After years of debate, California finally adopts ethnic studies model curriculum. California finally approved the ethnic studies model curriculum for its K through 12 students last week. The nearly 900-page curriculum was approved by the State Board of Education on Thursday following hours of public comments. The curriculum has been under development for nearly 4 years, and the version approved was the fourth draft. Though the curriculum is voluntary, supporters have argued that it's necessary to teach students about groups different from them, particularly following the attacks last week against multiple Asian Americans in Georgia. The statewide curriculum is the first of its kind in the country, state authorities say, and focuses on 4 ethnic groups: African Americans, Asian Americans, and Pacific Islanders, Latino Americans, and Native Americans. The histories and experiences of Jewish Americans and Arab Americans are also included in the curriculum. This is overall I like this, right? This is great. I'm glad that this is the direction that it's going in. I wish it wasn't necessarily opt-in. I feel a little weird about that just because I can't opt out of the other per se. It seems like that is still mandatory the other 12 years I'm in school, but
Right. Yeah.
I like that it's a step in that direction. My biggest beef is that, unfortunately it took an attack on one of the groups to I think we should really look at this. It should have just been a thing that, got finalized the week before, maybe,
Right. Yeah.
but
Yeah, that is. I mean, I think it's probably best for them to do opt-in now, because that will give them a chance to assess who is teaching. Because you got to think about who the instructors are, and then make changes if necessary to the instructors based on, you know what I mean? Because trust me, this curriculum is no good if it's being taught by someone who thinks it's bullshit.
Right. I thought you were going the other way. I thought it was we should do the opt-in so that we know which kids are going to be racist adults.
Oh yeah, no, just assume they all are. But until they know better, just think there's going to be just a little bit, just a soupçon of racism in all kids.
Words. You want to learn about Washington for the 12th time? Yeah.
But I mean, the instructors are it's very important, and so especially if they're already prone to just being this is bullshit, and then they're and it's bullshit, you have to teach.
Yeah.
So now that's going to affect how they are interacting with the kids.
Nah, that's fact.
And you may have to they may have to hire instructors who are I guess more skilled at this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I think
what I mean? We may have to switch out some of our history teachers, because the ones we have are as old as the history that they're trying to teach themselves.
I was in that page. That's me.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely had a U.S. history. Was it U.S. history? Yeah, a U.S. history teacher who for sure was in the Civil War. Absolutely he was. And so it's not great to have him teaching us U.S. history, because we're already in Stone Mountain, which is, they've got Confederate Army heroes on the side of it. I'm certainly, what you're telling me is probably not the best. Oh, the dude called me a hippie for the whole school year because I wore a peace sign necklace.
Wow.
I had a piece. He's like, "Oh, you're one of those hippies?" And I'm like, "Well, I'll take hippie because I know what you want to call me, and hippie is better." Yeah, I think it looks like, though, the ethnic studies is mandatory for students in the California State University system.
Yeah.
And that is probably easier to keep track of instructors who really want to teach that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love this. This is a dope step, just to kind of show a more varied history of the people of this country, and who's taken part in the making of it. I love the that it includes such a diverse group of people too. I'm a big fan of all of this. I'm glad it's happening again. Admittedly, I wish it was a while ago. I do think this is kind of ridiculous that it's just now getting to it. But hey, it's happening. I'm on board.
Oh, and let me throw in here. I don't know if I've mentioned this already. Have I mentioned City of Ghosts?
No.
Okay. It's a cartoon that's on Netflix. It's for children like ages 7 up. And it is basically about just a group of kids who are into ghosts and they have a ghost club. And so what they do is if you think you might have a ghost in your building, they come in and they just kind of look around and then they find where the ghost is and then they interview the ghost, right? It's a very cute, very sweet and tender cartoon, and it's set in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And the kids are like, it's a straight up like Rainbow Coalition kind of situation because the neighborhoods that they talk about in Los Angeles are like Koreatown, Lamert Park, which is like the black
Yeah.
area, big on jazz and arts and things like that. They do one whole episode on a Native American tribe that was there that was just kind of like a little bit pushed away, a lot of it pushed away, and
Right.
and yeah, the area of town where the Japanese population was, and they talked to ghosts who were like, just like, yeah, no, my mom grew up here, and this is where we were, and she had a restaurant here, and so she makes them a certain way, and that's why I keep throwing your stove out into the street because, like but it's very sweet, and it's very, and I can't recommend it enough. I was super stressed out, and I watched there were like 7 or 8 episodes, but it's nice to learn.
That's
It's
dope.
a great way to learn about just different people in general, different ethnicities in general. And if you are based in California, if you're based in Los Angeles, it's extremely specific to those neighborhoods. So it's great to learn about that. And it's just very calming and soothing if you've gone through a very stressful day. So I highly recommend it since we're talking about like ethnic studies and
That's
stuff.
beautiful.
It was super great.
I'll def
It was
check
super
that.
great. Yeah, and keep in mind, I am almost 50 and was like, cartoon. So
There you go. Watch City of Ghosts.
yeah, it's pretty
Dope
great.
Netflix series. You get to learn a lot. Cartoons. Not City of God. You'll still learn a lot of
No.
very different energy.
Different energy.
I was like, word? They take them kids to Brazil and show them guns?
Yeah, I was like,
word?
no.
I was trying to see how they flip that to a cartoon. I was like, all right, it's kind of aggressive.
I mean, I'd probably watch it if it was a cartoon. I'd watch the most terrible stuff if it was animated, perhaps.
Jamie Foxx set to play Mike Tyson in the limited series. The project is named Tyson, and Martin Scorsese is set to executive produce. It had originally been planned as a movie starring Foxx, who won an Oscar for playing Ray Charles in 2004. The series is written by Colin Preston. It'll tell Tyson's incredible life story and how he made boxing history at just 20 years old. Yeah, I'm excited for this just because I feel like I've seen Jamie Foxx like tell how the whole movie goes in enough interviews that like I want to see it done instead of just you reenacting it on Hot 97 or something or the morning show.
Man, boy, he talks a lot, doesn't he? I'm sorry, Jake Fox. Feel free to come on the show anytime and prove me wrong, but I feel like you will still talk a lot.
That would be incredible. We book Jamie Foxx and he comes here just to not talk.
Yeah. Just to prove a point. Oh man, that would be the biggest power move that we could make is we shut up Jamie Foxx. Who can say that?
You know what?
Who
Going
can say
forward,
that?
just assume he's on every episode. You know what I mean?
He's
Jamie Foxx is right here, right now, just not talking.
Because that's what we can do.
Oh man, I love this. I think it's a cool look. I was excited for the movie, but yeah, I like the idea of it being a series. I do think that his story is pretty complicated, and it has a lot of story arcs for like a 2-hour flick.
There's a lot of story arcs. Yeah. There's a lot. We got to cover a lot.
That man has lived.
And we got to be sensitive about what we're covering.
Yeah. There's some ugly there for sure. Do you think like
Yeah,
Robin
yeah.
axes to play herself in the movie?
Oh, I don't know. I wonder how much, because I mean, I see that it's Mike Tyson saying, "I've been looking to tell my story for quite some time."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I bet you have. But like, and you get to tell what the story that you want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like, will you be telling as much of the story as possible?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be like, I hit real hard, bitch set me up, I hit real hard. Like, what, like, how's this going to go?
Yeah.
I don't, like,
Like, is it like Jordan's
do we
like The Last Dance, where like it's just like 12 episodes of just like Jordan's the greatest person ever, and
right, and then I took that personally, Oh my gosh. So, and I see that Tyson and his current wife will executive produce.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah,
okay.
it
I
definitely
don't
get
know.
Robin's point of view.
Yeah, no, 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 absolutely. Robin who? Like that may completely be. We may jump straight from like him being 20 and making boxing history to him biting old dude's ear off to him like
His current wife.
having pigeons on his build. Like it's going to be like a 30-minute. It's just like boom, boom, boom. These are the things that happen, and it's like, well, I feel like there might have been more. Um, Also, shout out to Jamie Foxx to managing to getting these impressions made into movies. All the things, all the impressions he came up with just to keep people paying attention to him and not shaking their keys at him when he went on the comedy stage. He's now getting movies made like that. That is wild.
True visionary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta go work on my impressions. You know what I mean?
Oh
You gonna see
man.
the
I
David Ortiz movie. I'm gonna just do a whole bunch of bio flicks of Dominican baseball players from the early 2000s.
That's real. I have no impressions. I definitely just went into comedy like an idiot, just like they'll just want to hear about me. And I'm like, no, they don't. It would be nice if you knew how to do someone else's voice. You can't do no one else's voice. And I'm like, nope, only mine. And I'm like, that's stupid. Who were you? Why should I care about your voice? And that is a very fair question. So good to Jamie Foxx for at least still doing impressions and shit.
Hey, somebody's got to. It ain't gonna be us.
Somebody's got to do it.
It's not gonna be us. We don't do that.
Not at all. I don't even look like anybody. The only person I look like is my mom. Like, there's no one. I got no one.
Yeah, I knew something was off when like I was talking with this acting coach like 2 to 3 years ago. He's like, "Yo, you should get into acting. They're always looking for different voices." I was like, "Okay, cool." So he's like, I was like, "So what do you think I could play?" He's like, "You could be like a Dominican cabbie. You could be like a Dominican bodega owner. You could be like a Dominican barber." I'm like, I'm seeing like a certain trend there.
So I could be a Dominican, is what you're saying?
Oh man! Finally, Chris Columbus confirms there is an R-rated version of Mrs. Doubtfire, but there are no plans to release it though. Director Chris Columbus has confirmed the existence of an R-rated version of the beloved 1993 family film. Apparently, Robin Williams would ask to do different takes after they would do the scripted takes, and there are enough takes, usually 15 to 22 per scene, that they could cut a completely different version of the film that would be R-rated. But Mr. Columbus said that this would never come out. He said at most he would be willing to show one or two of the scenes in a director's cut and, talk through it in like a documentary.
Yeah, that seems fair. I'm okay with that. We don't need. There's enough. There's already. I mean, right now, all the young people are just like, how is Mrs. Doubtfire even made? This man. So there's transphobia. This man dressed up like a woman to like try and be with his kids, and he was just being a creep, and I'm just like, hey man, look, it was funny at the time. You know what I mean?
90s are crazy.
All I could do was just hold up my hands and go, it was funny at the time.
Yo,
I know it looks bad now.
I knew it was wild at the time, Sha. Like,
Yeah, no, I never even, true disclosure here, I've never even seen the movie.
yeah, like I saw it
I'm
and
good.
like I was like, yo, this is, I don't know what's wrong, but this feel bad. Like, if
Mhm.
like in my heart of hearts, I was like, yo, there's something wrong with doing this. With that said, if y'all are willing to sit through 4 hours of Snyder's cut of whatever, I want to see this. Just
Yeah.
put it out there. Yeah, I don't know how bored I'm gonna be during the next quarantine. I might want to see this. I just want the
I mean,
option.
I like the idea of a comedy movie getting the kind of respect that an action hero movie did and having a 4-hour cut.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I feel like all the movies that are 3 hours or whatever are just like, well, this is a bummer of a movie, and then you made 3.5 hours of it. But actually, I have to run all of that back because comedies should not be longer than an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fair.
because look, I didn't love all of the movies that came out in this particular time frame, but I did love the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes.
I thought that was a very funny movie, and at the time I was like, this still feels a little long. And what was the other one? I feel like they're all Judd Apatow
Yeah,
movies. I feel like
he
he
had a
keeps
streak,
adding in
yeah.
extra. Yeah, like he didn't direct a lot of them, but the ones that he did went on a little long. And I'm like, I mean, we could have stripped about 30 minutes off of this, right? Like I gotta pee, So yeah, so I think maybe that is true, but I wouldn't mind if they gave a comedy like the true full-on Criterion Collection
So
version, and they were just like, here's the 4-hour director's cut of Mrs. Doubtfire, where we really get to the essence of Doubtfire. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
like I just wish there was like a way for like to be like, you remember those like choose your own adventure books as a kid? Like, I
Yes.
want to do that with the movie. Like anytime there was a scene with multiple cuts, let me be able to press and see if I want to see the other cuts, and if not, just keep playing the movie. But if it's there, I can click on that and be like, oh, let me see what happens
Yeah,
here.
see? That is why we need to bring back the DVD.
Yeah.
The DVD, you could do that. You could be like, nope, I'm going to jump over to this way. I don't need to see all of this. Let me see what happens when it goes this way.
Oh, man. There you go. If you like what you heard and you want to sponsor us while we write our own Choose Your Own Adventure book, like and subscribe to the show. If you're an Apple listener, please rate the show. 5 stars appreciated. 4 stars is cool too, but why break our streak? We got something that we building. Be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Don't be a hater.
Don't be a hater. You know what I mean? If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly at Silky Jumbo, at Gastor Almonte on either IG or Twitter. With all that said, thank you so much for checking into the show. As always, my name is Gastor Almonte, always with the homie Shalewa Sharpe. This has been another War Report. Catch y'all next week. Peace.